here in Milwaukee. So again, I'm just getting on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So for those that are just joining, I'm live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, my home state and city, for the RNC convention. And when I arrived, I noticed the heightened security. There were bomb sniffing dogs everywhere, more than usual. I mean, I've been to Trump events several times. I mean, I can't even count. But I noticed that there was a higher security. The streets are blocked off. They have gates on all of the sidewalks, and then they're closed. And I always stay at the Hilton and the City Center Hilton, which is close to the convention center, and you can't really get to the hotel. It's all blocked off. Uh, and I thought to myself that was fairly odd. But given today's events, it's my suspicion that people knew about this earlier, that there was some type of threat on President Trump's life, and no one really did anything. They didn't know exactly where it was going to be, could have been here. But now that all makes sense after today. And I hearing all of the disturbing reports and of what happened prior to President Trump's assassination attempt. And yes, it was an assassination attempt. I don't know why people are playing word games. Joe Biden, it was an assassination. A 5-year-old knows that. Anytime you try to kill a president, it's an assassination attempt. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, there was a Trump supporter at the rally who told Secret Service that there was a man in camouflage with a rifle climbing on the roof. What did Secret Service do? Nothing. I said from the very beginning, and I'm sure many have as well, the ones that, that call us say we're crazy and we're conspiracy theorists, but it seemed like an inside job to me. And those of you who have been to Trump rallies and Trump events and that, the security that you go through. And you know how they secure the perimeter. They don't even let you in certain areas because there are places where you can go to get elevated for snipers. How does a sniper climb on the roof and without Secret Service or law enforcement or anybody saying anything, and then an eyewitness warns them and they ignore it, and then lo and behold, there were shots fired and the president is grazed. I mean, thank God we're not having worse news. This is horrific, but imagine if we would have gotten that news that our president had been assassinated. It was, as soon as I heard, I got sick to my stomach. I actually almost threw up because it was so unnerving and terrifying. And what's even more terrifying to me now is the actual involvement that I believe that our own government had in this assassination attempt, and the eyewitness reports. And my God, the attendee who lost his life, in front of his family. So I'm gonna walk around a bit later and go live. I just want to show people what Milwaukee looks like now currently, and the lock, and how it's so secure, and it makes perfect sense. So I'm just perusing through Twitter, because that's usually where you get the best news from, is on social media, from all the people who are attending, the people who have actual cell phone footage that the Secret Service hasn't confiscated yet, so that they can hide it and do what they did to on January 6th, and change the narrative. So who says, what do you guys? Let me ask the audience here. What's your take? Do you think I'm spot on, or do you have another theory or anything to add to that theory? Go ahead and put your comments and let me know. And one other thing. Did you see how quickly the Secret Service sniper reacted and was able to locate where the shooter was to be able to take out the sniper. I mean, isn't that a little suspicious as well? It's like you it's almost like they were waiting for the sniper to shoot, um and then take him out. I mean, it's like they knew exactly where he was. And it really is terrifying. And I know my other patriots, I got immediately got like so many text messages and phone calls, um, about this. I mean, America is just upset, and of course, my mom calls to see if I was there. I'm like, no, mom, I'm not there. But it's like we can't even exercise our First Amendment and support, President Trump without being in fear of our lives. But yet, um, other people play victims. This is a real this is a war. This is a fight for our very freedom. And now we have another casualty, a literal casualty. I mean, there's a man who's lost his life. His family will never be the same. America will never be the same. And there needs to right now be an independent investigation on the Secret Service. And someone needs to come in. There needs to be a special investigator that is not bought and paid for by the current administration, and to investigate this attempted assassination before they start destroying evidence and witnesses commit suicide. So I'm just looking like Elon Musk is very, very active right now and posting the videos. So if you're on Twitter, if you go to Elon Musk's Elon Musk page, you'll see that he actually has the BBC eyewitness. There's an eyewitness at the BBC interviewed, and it's probably the BBC has it because the U.S. media can't really control that. But if you look, there's an interview where he talks about the sniper and saying the sniper, witness sniper, telling the Secret Service, and they did nothing. Um, yeah, exactly. When we choose who we want to be our president and to lead us, and who actually cares about the people, who actually cares about this country, um, yeah, they try and eliminate them, and yeah, thank you for your comment. That's absolutely correct. And also, do you find it odd, Intervision, do you find it odd that after the debates, when it was obvious finally to the rest of the country, I mean, we already knew it. I mean, we've been saying this since Biden ran for president the first time, that he wasn't all there, that he there's no possible way he could run this country. And the rest of the world and the United States finally got it when they saw Joe Biden perform, well, his lack of performance, and how President Trump destroyed him in the debates. Um, it was when everyone was scrambling, when the Democrats were scrambling, trying to figure out, we have to replace him. He's got to step down. Now there's an assassination attempt on President Trump because they're stuck. They're stuck with the Weekend at Bernie candidate that doesn't know what day it is, and they're too far in to replace him. So what do they try to do? They try and get rid of their obstacle, President Trump. And of course, conveniently, they suspect it as some um, extremist, Antifa extremist, who's dead, right? He's dead. We can't question him. I like to, let's do an autopsy. I like to have a real autopsy done, maybe with an independent pathologist that can determine the actual cause of death, when the time of death, was this person, dead before he was um he was there, when was he killed, because and how many shooters were there? What can we do a GSR test on his hands to see if he actually fired the rifle? I mean, I have so many questions And I have a feeling that they're going to try and tie it up. Um, yeah, exactly, Universe. We have to identify who the donors are for Biden. Um, they need to be investigated. Absolutely right. They do need to be investigated. Uh, yeah, they do need to be investigated. This conspiracy web, and when I say conspiracy, I mean it's conspiracy to assassinate the former president of the United States. And it's probably, this web is probably so big, and I'm gonna tell you guys, and you guys will probably agree, we're gonna start seeing suicides, um, muggings, car accidents. People are going to start mysteriously just dying, so that they can cover this up, and particularly the inside job of the Secret Service. Because how a sniper, and then the high security here, they knew about it before. They did. They just galvanized everyone to push Trump over the top. That's exactly right. And I know what the left is going to say. The left is going to say that President Trump did a fist pump when he was getting out, while one of his supporters was dead behind him. He had no idea that someone, his beloved supporter, had been killed. And I can tell you right now that when he found out that news, he was probably just utterly heartbroken, because we know President Trump, he loves America, he loves his supporters, he loves us, because he he takes bullets for defending us, and almost took a literal bullet today, but he takes bullets defending us, and he knows that his supporters take those same bullets from the public, and their jobs and their family, and the public, public figures who openly support Donald Trump, they take those figurative bullets as well, because we're ostracized, where we lose our businesses. We have, three-letter agencies witch hunting us. And in my case, you have, in Giuliani case, and almost every other lawyer who um, def, de, exposed the election fraud, who exposed the corruption with Gavin Newsom's campaign account, and with his ill-gotten gains. I don't know. I shouldn't say that too loud again. I might get witch hunt again. But Gavin Newsom, and his campaign account has ill-gotten funds in there from Tom Girardi. You guys go Google Tom Girardi. You'll see who I'm talking about. But in an interview, Gavin Newsom said that his favorite housewife on the Housewives of Beverly Hills, because Tom Girardi was married to one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that was his favorite housewife of Beverly Hills, because they're one of his biggest donors. So he admittedly said on an interview prior to the Tom Girardi scandal, that they were his biggest donors. So that money that Tom Girardi donated to Gavin Newsom was money that he got from his clients, that millions and millions of dollars, and he donated some of that to Gavin Newsom. And I filed a RICO case against Gavin Newsom, Tom Girardi, and in the state bar on behalf of one of my clients. And in federal court, one of the things I was going to do was file an injunction to freeze his campaign account, because there was ill-gotten gains in there. Yeah, what was that? The Biden family, the entertainers, and the athletes. Yep, to support the left talking points are, yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. And I want to know, where's their outrage, right? You have some weak stuff, people coming out and saying, "Oh, we we condemn this behavior," but where's the outpouring of the left, like they did on with January 6th? Okay, they came out talking about J6, and they're still talking about it. I see. I'm in Milwaukee. How strategically there are billboards by the airport when you drive by that says, "We're going to remember J6 on election day." Um, there, Jason says there is a video of the Secret Service sniper hesitating to shoot the sniper. Yeah, why was the delay? And because The Secret Service sniper already knew where the sniper was, but the delay was they were waiting for the shooter to shoot. They were waiting for the shooter to shoot before they shot and killed him. I mean, that's the only explanation for the delay. I mean, these men and women are trained and highly trained every single day. They're sharp on protecting the president. However, you know, it's a hesitation. I would have I do have to say though, guys, if you saw the reaction, have you seen the video of the moments before the shots actually rang out? The Secret Service members on the stage, they did jump right away, got the president down, um, and that picture from the side of the stage where you could see the blood dripping down President Trump's face, and he's on the ground and the Secret Service is on top of him, and how they got up and they all shielded him with their bodies. Um, I think those guys did a phenomenal job. But yeah, the shooter is Ukrainian. Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. And of course, there's always the fall guy. I mean, there's always the fall guy, but who really did it? And I don't think the shooter that's dead on top of the roof, I don't think he's the actual shooter. I think there's likely two shooters. And oh my god, I think it's like it is. It's pouring raining outside right now. It's the lightning. That's what that is. It's the lightning in the back there. Welcome to Milwaukee. Uh, but it is just well, the weather is kind of fitting now. Um, the mood. I'm sure the countries, and I've just had so many friends call. They just wanted to talk about it. Um, and just have someone to talk about and know where they're coming from. I'm just looking to see what's going on Twitter world right now, because people are dumping their cell phone footage um, before it gets confiscated. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, red is my color. I'm always in my Republican red. So is it anyone else coming to Milwaukee, or anyone else in Milwaukee? Look, okay, so now I don't know how politics are interesting. Yeah, politics are very interesting. I don't know. I don't know if okay, so 13 minutes ago, James O'Keefe just posted a picture of the shooter after he was shot, is deceased. Uh, there's dry blood on him. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pathologist, but he looks from the picture. It looks like he may have been dead a little bit longer. But if you're on Twitter or X, go at James O'Keefe has a picture of the shooter deceased. And Intervision says, I think the NBA, BLM, Ukraine should be investigated over the amount of money being put into the Bidens. Exactly. I think would world leaders put exactly. I absolutely agree. This was an inside job, but this was an inside job that was executed. They just executed the plan, but between Ukraine, but you know what? We also have to add China into that as well. Um, China's little party was about to be over in November when Trump was reelected again, and he put the squeeze back on them. Um, there's so many people and so many companies and so many interests that was about to change once President Trump was reelected. They had a 4-year party with Biden, but Trump was going back to his original plan. Yeah, the hit on Trump. Exactly. Yeah, China is definitely China. And you know, the thing is that was we look at the people on the ground and the threats right in front of us, but remember all the technology, the satellites. Like China has an ability to actually hijack and take over other satellites that aren't theirs. So they literally have all the eyes in the sky if they want it. You know, they spy on us. And think about everybody there that has TikTok on their phone. That's China. And I'm sure there are a lot of people there with TikTok on their phone. They have the access to the satellites, so we can search people eyes on the ground, you know, as people are going to the rally and that. But with the technology, with the inside people, it's really easy, as we can see, to get to the president of the United States. So this is very interesting on the whole on this the shooter. Hope you guys are go to Twitter and take a look at that. And this says that, yeah, that this photo was supposed to be authentic. Oh, oh, there's an internal investigation team. Okay, internal investigation team from DHS is inbound. And the intent is to investigate the Secret Service. Oh, so they're gonna, okay, so that's good, because right when an incident happens, it's good to start taking statements, eyewitness statements and things of that before they all get together and start changing their stories. You know, getting their story straight. They won't have enough time to be able to fix those little inconsistencies, because you know, I'm sure a plan doesn't go off exactly the way they want it to. And so this is very interesting here. Um, well, yeah, that eyewitness. I'm gonna try and see if I can. I'm just gonna bootleg it over here and play it. See if you guys can see it, because it's just absolutely astonishing. I'm sure people probably have seen it already. Yeah, and then yeah, so it says, yeah, Biden's is plummeting, his polls are plummeting right now, um, and after this. Um, and then especially the statement that he made, it's time to put a bullseye on Trump. I mean, if someone from the right said something like that, and then an attempt assassination attempt happened, we would be crucified, absolutely crucified. And but here, what is it? Somebody said not the same dude. They're already, people are already talking about that it's different, um, different shooter. Oh, oh, there's this is really funny. So there's a picture of Hillary in her pantsuit, in her old lady pantsuit. She says, "What do you mean they missed?" I'm, I'm glad that somebody can put a little humor, um, in while we're doing this. Yeah. Um. Anyway, guys, so I'm gonna go I'm gonna go walk around in the rain, but I really want to show you guys what everything looks like, because it starts tomorrow. Right, and it says there was a story that Susan Rice publicly admitted that the coronavirus was out of control under Obama, so they push it on Trump. No, of course, was investigating that. You know, now that's a theory. That's another good point. Is Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. I try. I really try. And just keep it as real as possible. Hashtag Ronda Unfiltered is is my new hashtag, because um, we have to keep talking about and exposing it. And people think, oh, the crazy conspiracy theorists and this and that. Well, is it a theory if it's true? I'm just saying. It's like, they're not. And it's, have you guys ever watched the world's dumbest criminals, where they always show the criminals like doing stupid stuff and getting caught, like locking themselves in when they try and break in a place and they can't get out. It's like this is the most poorest debuncle of an assassination attempt I have ever seen. And we could say, we could joke and say, look, the Biden, the Obama Biden, okay, Obama's third term, that they couldn't even get the assassination right. They messed everything up. They couldn't even get that right. They screwed up the country now, and then they screwed up the assassination attempt. Yeah, exactly. They all come out to be true. Yeah, me too. It's like, I just, and then back to seriousness again. It's like, I think about President Trump's family. I think about how they must feel, like not wanting to get that call, or they're afraid for their father's life. They're afraid for their brother's life, their little brother's life. And then you do, and they probably witnessed that. They probably witnessed it on TV, and not knowing if their dad is okay or not. I mean, I just, so it's like, my heart, my thoughts and prayers goes out to, first, the family of the victim who died, and right in front of his family, um, to President Trump, and to President Trump's family. And I know I'm a lot like President Trump. Um, an assassination attempt wouldn't stop me. And when I got to death threats after my co-counsel was murdered, and that, I kept going, and my family begged me to drop that case. And I can just imagine that that's probably what President Trump's family is, maybe privately, just candidly talking to him, like, we don't want to get that call. We love you, we love this country, but we love you too, Dad. I just, and so I want my prayers go out for them, my heart goes out for them, and I want to also thank the Trump family for their sacrifice, because that's a sacrifice that the Trump family is doing, and that's for us, for America. And so I want to thank the family for letting us have their dad and their husband, their grandfather, um, because they have him to protect them, but now we have him to protect us and protect America. Yes, exactly. They always use fear to control us, um, and that's, it is scary. Yeah, they do. They love America, and they love their dad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Byron will be president. Yes, reverse. Yeah, um, yeah. So, um, no, we can't bow down. What We can't bow down, and I have to say, I want to thank all my patriots, for continuing to fight, continuing um, to stand up, and now more and more people are waking up and joining that fight with us. And we can't bow down. We can't stop fighting. And most of all, and most importantly, we can't stop asking the hard questions. If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, it's a duck. And so we see the corruption that's going on, we see the attacks, and now we see the assassination attempt on President Trump's life. So we need to ask those questions. Why didn't the Secret Service heed the warning of an attendee that there's a guy in camouflage carrying a rifle on the roof. Why did the sniper, the Secret Service sniper, hesitate to shoot? Right? Why was that? Was that a signal that Joe Biden said it's time for it to put a bullseye on Trump, over Trump? Um, of course, Sierra. I did, and I will continue to fight, no matter what I sacrificed. And I've said, if you guys go and look me up and see everything that I've done and everything that's happened to me, I sacrificed. But there's one thing that I remember is those who came before me. And if they quit and they gave up because it was hard, or you know um, bad things happened to them, or they were targeted, um, or they had death threats, anything of that sort, we would not be where we are today. And going back to our founding fathers, I mean, if the war went the other way and we lost, they would have all been hung and killed. But they took that that risk. And so as Americans, we all have to take that risk too, and that's what President Trump is doing. So got to fight. Stay inspired to keep going. God put us here to fight for our land. No justice, no peace. That's right. That's right. That's what we're gonna say, because that doesn't just belong to um, the other protesters. It is, that's right. There's no justice, no peace, and that's what we should start chanting about, holding uh, the other conspirators accountable. Because don't tell me that was just a lone wolf shooter. He was by himself, some crazy extremist. No, that plan was too complicated, too many moving parts, too many things had to go right for you to get climb on a roof during a Trump rally with a rifle in camouflage, and actually not get one shot off, two shot off, three shots off. But there were eyewitness accounts that they said they heard as many as 6 to 8 shots. 6 to 8 shots. That just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. Yeah, everyone who fights for the right of America is target. Yeah, yeah, it was planned and organized, and that's true. So it, I, I was thinking it, Intervision. I was thinking it. I just didn't say it. But yes, this does smell like the JFK assassination. Absolutely. And with the lone person, where no, I mean, one person couldn't have pulled all of that off. And then back then, with the JFK assassination, yeah, they blamed it on, it was a different time for the Secret Service. They weren't as you know, they have things in place like they do today, like riding in a convertible, like in the open. But that was the 60s, right? But we're in 2024. How does that happen now in 2024 with the technology, um, with security, and with all the safety measures in place today? How does that happen unless it was an inside job? So I'm going to go walk the rain, and I want to show you guys what Milwaukee is like right now. And I did see today, like um, after the shooting, that there were more police in the streets, and there was more bomb sniffing dogs um, in the street. There were lots of canine teams, which I don't, I'm not sure, but I suspect that the threat isn't over. That there was a threat for Milwaukee. So I'm trying to use my sources to get an inside scoop as to what's going on. And also, is you think maybe there may be talks of canceling the convention, because we didn't have the convention in 2020. It went virtual. Um, yeah, there is a lot of lightning out there, isn't it? I will, Sierra. I will be. I'll go be. You're right. You're right. I do need to be safe. And yeah, there's a lot of fences out there too. Uh, a lot of the gates, the wire chain link fences, but they're like tall. They're about 12 feet tall. But yeah, so okay, so guys, if you hear that I got electrocuted and got struck by lightning, um, you we know. Let's go ask Hillary and the Bidens first. Oh, and I'm not suicidal, so oh, I would love to intervision. Yeah, I love to DM me. Absolutely. Leaning. Yeah, live on Trump. That'd be fantastic. Thank you, Proud Mima. I always love your comments and your videos. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. And then there's so many festivals too. So like that's going on. Um, but I might just pack up and go by my uncle's house or something because it is just I have this really uneasy feeling. I'm pretty intuitive, and I just feel like it's not over. And I don't feel safe here. I just there's just some uneasiness that I just don't feel safe in this area. I'm like in the center of it all, and the canine units with the bomb sniffing dogs everywhere is very troubling, and it's unusual. You're right, Sierra. I'm gonna listen to my gut. Yeah, I'm probably gonna yeah, probably gonna move my hotel. Um, not yeah, it does so. All right, guys, I love you all, and yeah, I will watch my six now, but now I'm a little afraid to because of course, um, I always I'm always carrying when I leave. Um, my I have my 380 with me this trip. Sometimes it's my Glock, but I have my 380 with me, and but I'm like I'm afraid to carry it because with all the security in that, I may be like, did somebody mistakes me and thinks that I got a gun? Well, yeah, because I legally have one, but shoot first and ask questions later. So I'm a little torn on that one too. I think I might be you know leaving my little 380 baby at in my room, but it is Milwaukee. Yeah, that is true. You're right. You're right, Promima. You're right. Because the one time I don't have it is the one time something, especially here in Milwaukee. Is I can tell you guys right now, it is horrible. It is. I mean, the crime is horrible. I mean, I'm downtown, but it's really bad. So yeah, yes, everyone. Yeah, that's why you know what I have the right to have it. So that's why I bring it. I pack it and fly with it and go through, and take it wherever I go. It's my American Express. Never leave home without it. So thank you guys. Love you guys. DM me if you have any questions or want to share anything. Thanks for listening. Yeah, go on, look at those videos. Look at Elon Musk's Twitter feed. He must be getting like some information first, some inside information first, because he's like breaking stuff right away on his Twitter. Yes, you're right. They would snatch my purse. Look, I, I try. I go certain places. I try and leave a Gucci bag at home because like they would try to snatch that too. Like, yeah, exactly. Okay, guys. Um, Good night, and please pray for me. Pray for our president's family, and that that poor man's family who lost a dad, husband, father could be. Um, okay. Bye, Eddie. Good night, guys. Thanks, Sierra. Thanks, Intervision. Thanks, everyone, for listening, watching my live. Stay tuned for more live updates.